We just studied the Sutram 3388, which is Dvitaha Ktrihi. Let's now take the next Sutram in the Ashtadhyayi order, which is Tvito Thuch. Padacheda is Tvitaha Athuch. Tvitaha means following a verbal root which has 2 as a marker. So a verbal root which has 2 as a marker is called Tvit, and Tvitaha is Pancham Ekvachanam, so it means that the affix Athuch is prescribed following a verbal root which has 2 as a marker. And here again, anuvritti of 3318 Bhave as well as 3319 Akartricha Karake Sanyayam is coming down. That goes all the way up to 33112. But just like in the case of the words which we derived using the prior rule 3388, Dvitaha Ktrihi, here also the words which are derived using the pratyaha athuch by this sutram 3389, they are used only bhave to denote the sense of the verbal root as having attained to a completed state. So even though the anuvritti of 3319 akartrichakarake sanyayam is coming into the sutram, that is not applicable here. Here only the anuvritti of 3318 bhave is applicable. The ending chakara of this pratyaha athuch is of course it bahalantyam, and the purpose of this chakara as the it is to dictate the swaraha in the Veda. So it's swararthaha. So we don't have to worry about that in the classical language, because in the classical language there is no intonation. And one more small note here is that the words derived by using this sutram, using the affix athuch, they are used in the language in the masculine gender. Decline like Guru Shabdaha. Okay, so the vritti of the sutram says Tvito dhatora thuch syad bhave, which means to denote the sense of the verbal root as having attained to a completed state, which means bhave. The affix athuch may be used following a verbal root which is marked with 2. Let's take one example here, the famous example from the Bhagavad Gita, Vepatuscha sharire me romaharshascha jayate, in Gita verse number 29, chapter 1. So the example is Vepanam Vepatsuho. Verbal root here is Vep, which is to vepr kampane in the bhvadiganaha. It means to tremble or to shake. So vepanam is shaking, trembling, the act of shaking or trembling. So that is the meaning of vepatsuho. So Arjuna says vepatuscha sharire me jayate. In my body there is trembling. Now in terms of the derivation, the beginning 2 of this verbal root is a it by 135 adarni to davaha. So the samudaya 2 gets isanya, and the ending rikaraha, which is anunasikaha. It's a it by upadeshe janunasika it, and both take lopaha by tasya lopaha. So we take vep, add this affix athuch in the sense of bhave by using the sutram 3389. Tvito thuch, remove the letter chakara sanya bhalantyam tasya lopaha. We get the pratipadikam vepathu. This is declined like Guru Shabdaha. It is used in the masculine gender. So Prathama Ekvachanam is Vepathu.